Billionaire CEO laughs at black janitor's resume until he discovers she's a hidden genius engineer. The sound of crumpling paper echoed through the marble-floored lobby of Technova Industries as CEO Marcus Wellington tossed another job application into the wastebasket. His company, valued at $8.2 billion, was hemorrhaging money, a catastrophic software failure threatening to destroy everything he had built over 15 years. But what Marcus didn't know was that the solution to his billion-dollar crisis had been cleaning his floors every night for 3 years. And when that solution walked into his office wearing a maintenance uniform, his reaction would expose the ugly truth about who gets to be called a genius in America. "Sir, there's one more applicant," his assistant Jennifer announced nervously, "but I'm not sure she's suitable for the senior engineer position." Marcus looked up from his mahogany desk, irritation flashing across his features. At 52, he had built his empire on what he called maintaining standards, standards that had very specific parameters about who belonged in his executive offices. "Send her in. Let's get this over with." The woman who entered couldn't have been more different from his expectations. Maya Thompson, 34, wore a simple navy blue uniform with building maintenance embroidered on the chest. Despite the humble uniform, she carried herself with a quiet dignity that unsettled Marcus. "Mr. Wellington," Maya said, extending a pristine folder, "thank you for seeing me. I understand you're looking for someone to solve your quantum encryption disaster." Marcus's eyebrows shot up. A janitor knowing about quantum encryption. He opened the folder and began reading, his expression shifting to barely contained amusement. "Dr. Maya Thompson, PhD in quantum computing from MIT, summa cum laude, Masters in Advanced Engineering from Stanford, former senior researcher at NASA's Quantum Labs, published author of 47 peer-reviewed papers on quantum mechanics." He looked up with a cruel smile. "This is quite a creative piece of fiction for a cleaning lady. Did you copy this from some science journal?" Maya's voice remained steady. "Every word is verified and true, Mr. Wellington. The verification codes are listed if you'd like to check." Marcus burst into laughter. "A janitor with a PhD from MIT? What's next? Are you going to tell me you invented quantum computing?" "Sir, if you would examine my patent portfolio—" "Patents?" Marcus interrupted, wiping tears from his eyes. "Listen, sweetheart, I'm running $1 billion company, not auditioning for a comedy show. Security will escort you out." Maya stood her ground. "Mr. Wellington, your quantum encryption algorithm is failing because you're using linear mathematical models for nonlinear quantum states. The solution requires implementing a recursive feedback loop with adaptive quantum error correction protocols." The laughter died on Marcus's lips. Those were the exact specifications his team of 50 engineers had been struggling with for 3 months. Who told you about our encryption parameters?" "I clean your offices at night. I've been watching your team write the same failed equations on those whiteboards for 90 days. The mathematical frameworks are sound in theory, but impossible to implement because you're missing the quantum decoherent stabilization variable. If this story of hidden brilliance is already touching your heart, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you think you know about genius." Marcus stared at her like she had spoken in ancient languages. "That's classified level 5 security information." Mr. Wellington, 3 years ago, I designed the quantum security protocol that protects 80% of global financial transactions. Last year, I solved the quantum tunneling paradox that MIT had been working on for a decade. The month before I started working here as a janitor, I published a paper that revolutionized quantum mechanics. If any of that were true, Marcus said slowly, why are you cleaning toilets? For the first time, Maya's composed demeanor cracked. Because 3 years ago, I was systematically blacklisted from the tech industry. A former supervisor at Quantum Dynamics couldn't handle the reality that a black woman from Detroit was outperforming his entire team of Ivy League graduates. Marcus felt an uncomfortable tightness in his chest. Dr. James Patterson spread rumors about my work ethic, questioned my credentials in private meetings, suggested I had help with my research. He systematically poisoned every professional relationship I had built. Every door slammed shut. Every interview ended with polite rejections that carried the same message: I didn't fit the culture. Maya walked to the window. Do you know what it's like to be called a diversity hire after publishing groundbreaking research? To have your intelligence questioned because your skin color doesn't match people's assumptions about genius. I have bills to pay, Mr. Wellington. A mother battling cancer who needs treatments insurance won't cover. A daughter starting MIT next year. So yes, I clean offices, I empty trash cans, I scrub floors where million-dollar decisions are made, but I never stopped being the smartest person in any room I entered. The office fell silent. Marcus looked down at the resume again, this time actually reading every line. Patent numbers, research citations, awards from institutions he donated to. Prove it, he said finally. Maya pulled out a tablet from her maintenance bag. Your encryption model fails every 72 hours because of quantum bit decay. You've lost $40 million trying to patch fundamentally flawed architecture. Your team treats symptoms while the disease spreads. She turned the tablet toward Marcus, revealing mathematical formulations unlike anything his team had produced. This is a completely rewritten algorithm that incorporates quantum error correction at the foundational level. Instead of fighting quantum decoherence, it harnesses uncertainty as a feature. Marcus studied the screen. The formulation seemed to dance, complex yet intuitive, revolutionary yet practical. How long did this take you to develop? 45 minutes during lunch break yesterday. Marcus reached for his phone. Dr. Richardson, his head of engineering, was calling with another desperate update. Dr. Richardson, cancel everything. I'm sending you a mathematical framework. Run a full simulation and call me back. Marcus, we've run 12 simulations today. Every attempt failed. Just do it. Trust me. 10 minutes felt like hours. Maya stood calmly by the window, watching the city that had forced her into invisibility. Dr. Richardson called back, his voice trembling with excitement. Marcus, where did you get this? This isn't just a solution, it's a complete paradigm shift. We could patent this and license it for billions. It redefines quantum computing security for the entire industry. Who created this masterpiece? Marcus looked at Maya, still in her maintenance uniform, but somehow the most powerful person in the room. Prepare a senior engineering contract, department head level, equity participation, immediate start date. For whom? For our new chief technology officer. Can you believe what's happening? A woman invisible for 3 years is about to transform an entire industry. If this story is making you think differently, smash that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear Maya's message. After hanging up, Marcus walked over to Maya with heavy steps. "Dr. Thompson, I owe you an apology that words cannot express. I laughed at brilliance. I dismissed genius with casual cruelty. I nearly cost my company its future because I couldn't see past my own ignorance." Maya turned from the window. "Mr. Wellington, I didn't come here seeking an apology. I came here to work, to solve problems, to excel despite a world determined to overlook me. Name your terms. I don't want just a salary. I want equity. 20% stake in any patents derived from my work. Full autonomy over a quantum computing division with unlimited budget, and authority to hire my own team. Brilliant people overlooked because they didn't look like what this industry expects genius to look like." Marcus extended his hand. "Done. Every condition. When can you start?" Maya smiled for the first time. "I already have. Your encryption problem will be solved by tomorrow morning. Your stock price will recover by next week. And Dr. Maya Thompson, the janitor who was invisible to you for 3 years, will now be the woman who saves your company." 6 months later, Technova announced the most significant breakthrough in quantum computing history. The Thompson algorithm revolutionized digital security worldwide and generated $2.8 billion in licensing revenue in its first year. Maya graced the cover of Time magazine as one of the most influential people of the year. Forbes named her the most innovative technologist of the decade. But Marcus kept a different photo on his desk. Maya, in her maintenance uniform, holding the resume he had mocked. It served as a daily reminder that genius doesn't announce itself with expensive suits. At the company's annual gala, as Maya delivered a keynote speech to industry leaders, Marcus realized the greatest discovery of his career wasn't a new technology. It was learning that the most brilliant mind he had ever encountered had been right in front of him, rendered invisible by his own prejudice. The next time you see someone society has taught you to overlook, Maya said to the captivated audience, remember that genius lives everywhere. In the custodian who understands your equations better than your engineers. In the waitress who speaks 5 languages. In the maintenance worker who could solve problems you didn't know you had. The question isn't whether extraordinary people exist in ordinary places. The question is whether you have the wisdom to recognize them. The standing ovation lasted 7 minutes. For Marcus, that applause represented something greater than recognition for Maya. It represented the sound of an industry finally beginning to listen to voices it had ignored for centuries. 2 years later, Technova's Hidden Genius Initiative had identified 47 overlooked talents from service backgrounds. Maya's algorithm had generated over $5 billion, making her the youngest black woman to achieve billionaire status through technological innovation. The man who once judged intelligence by appearance now personally reviewed every maintenance worker's background, looking for hidden PhDs and brilliant minds disguised by humble uniforms. The cleaning lady who revolutionized quantum computing had done something even more remarkable. She had revolutionized him. If Maya's story has inspired you to look at people around you with new eyes, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with everyone who needs to hear this message. Because the next Maya Thompson might be closer than you think, and the world needs their brilliance to shine.